welcome to another reading vlog. So it's Tuesday because I most definitely could not get my life together enough yesterday to vlog. I started the Guinevere Deception and I got about like 13% of the way through, and then I spent the entire day watching Brad Mondo react to people dyeing their hairs at home, and I was thoroughly entertained. And then this morning I had to go into work and do some bookkeeping stuff. And then I got home, had some lunch. I got a coffee maker, new coffee maker, so I made myself some coffee finally. We've lived in this house since August and we haven't had a coffee maker. So it was nice to just like have a cup of coffee at home. It was just nice. But yeah, so right now I'm still watching Brad Mondo videos, but I am hoping that I'll get bored soon and pick up the Guinevere Deception. So fun fact about me, I am obsessed with Camelot, obsessed with King Arthur, and like anything King Arthur related, I just eat it up. So I heard about the Guinevere Deception and I was so stoked to read it. So I'm really hoping that it like does my little King Arthur stan heart some good. I'm gonna watch some videos till I get bored, and then I'm gonna read a little bit and I will update y'all later. I'm 32% of the way through Guinevere Deception and Mordred. Hey guys, it is Thursday morning. I am 67% of the way through Guinevere Deception. I have not really done any reading this week. I have been just watching a lot of videos. Sunday through like Wednesday afternoon, all I did was watch Brad Mondo video reacts, and then I think I finally got through all of them, and so I was like, okay, whew. And so I actually got to reading. But I read about 50% of Guinevere Deception last night, and I'm liking it a lot. I think that if I wasn't like a Camelot, King Arthur like fanatic, I wouldn't like it. I think that the magic system is not as fleshed out as I would have liked. The book is only 347 pages, so I think it would have done well if we had got maybe some more pages and more explanation into how our main character's magic works. If you don't know what this is about, it is about a sorceress that is the daughter of Merlin, who disguises herself as the dead Princess Guinevere and weds King Arthur. And so everyone believes that she is the queen, and Arthur knows that she like is Guinevere. That's not a spoiler, like it happens like less than 5% in the way into the book. But it's good. I'm liking the setting. I'm liking the fights. I'm liking the like aesthetic of it, but I really would have liked to get more understanding of the magic. Like she's doing things and she's like vaguely explaining them, and like, you know, that whole magic has a price thing, but I'm not quite understanding like the limits and the depths of her magic versus like the antagonist of the story. Like, what are the depths of her magic? And we are supposed to be afraid of this antagonist, but we don't really understand like what happened to her. Like, we know that there was like this fight and they believe that she's dead, but she's not dead because we're getting in her head and we're getting like little blurb of her. And it's interesting enough, but I don't know if it's exploring as much as I would like. And like I said, I think if I wasn't like a King Arthur fan, I probably wouldn't like this as much as I am. That being said, I'm 67% of the way through. I have a board meeting at 8:30 with our board, and then that'll probably go until like 9:30, 10. And then I plan on jumping into this. I have about 30 minutes till that starts, so hopefully I can get some reading in. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Again, I haven't done really all that much this week, so this is going to be a pretty short one, but hey, that's okay. Okay, I am 74% of the way through the Guinevere Deception. I have finished my Zoom meeting. It was only ended up being 40 minutes, which is great. And I think I'm going to go for a walk. So I'm gonna check out what audiobooks I have, and yeah. I am back from my walk now, and I got about 28% of the way through Clockwork Angel, and I think I was like 10% or something, maybe, when I started. But yeah, so I got through that, and now I am going to read Guinevere Deception. I'm so close to being done. I finished Guinevere Deception, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. As someone that loves the story of King Arthur and Camelot and the Lady of the Lake and Merlin and all of that, I really liked the more interesting take on the tale, and the atmosphere that was created was like very comfy and very warm, and it felt like Camelot, like it made sense, and I could see Camelot, and the pacing was good. Like I didn't feel like the plot was too slow, I didn't feel like it was too fast, it was paced very nicely. But the romance was super insta-lovey, and like she is a teenage girl, so it's like she's 16 and like she's never seen another dude besides Merlin, so it kind of makes sense, like, you know, that young, oh, he's kind of cute, I'm in love with him kind of thing that teenagers do. But we kind of got like more of a mature vibe from her, I guess, so it just seemed kind of weird. The magic system was also like not very well explained. I didn't really understand like what our main character could and couldn't do, and like why she could or couldn't do it. And like it was hinted at that she was like really powerful, but we didn't get really any understanding of why. And like this has to be part of a series, so I will definitely pick up the next one, but there was just a lot of like unanswered questions, but it wasn't bad. So hey Gotham, what you doing? What? So now I need to pick up the next book that I'm gonna read. I have a bunch of books from the library that I put on hold for no reason other than because they were there. And they're all of these are due within like the next 10 days. So we have City of Brass, An Ember in the Ashes, The Mist of Avalon, which is like, I think it's like something to do with Camelot, but it's like from the perspective of the women in Camelot. The Beautiful, which is like the vampire book or whatever. A Study in Charlotte, which is, I think Sherlock Holmes is like great granddaughter and Watts's great grandson. A Crown of Feathers, The Wicked Deep, And I Darken, and The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. I think I want to knock out the books that I can read quickly and then go on to like more of the denser fantasies like A City of Brass, An Ember in the Ashes, Crown of Feathers. I don't know if And I Darken and The Wicked Deep is like, I don't know what they are, but I know The Loneliest Girl in the Universe is like a contemporary, I think. So I think I'm gonna start with The Beautiful, which is the vampire book, and I think it's only like maybe 400 pages, so I'm gonna start with that and see what happens. Right now I need to heat up my chai tea and add some sugar to it, and then I will jump into this. This day has been going like really slow, so not that I'm complaining because I haven't done like any reading this past, like over this week. But yeah, so I am gonna do all of that and then jump into The Beautiful. Okay, the introduction to this is like so creepy, like creepily, like vampire-y. He's like, brought to bear 2 of my deepest truths. I will always possess an errant young soul, no matter my age. And I will always be the shadowy creature in darkened alcoves waiting for you, my love, for you. I am 44% into The Beautiful. And why is this reminding me of The Diviners, but with vampires? Okay guys, it is Friday and I am just now leaving work. I only had like an hour of work to do, like less than an hour. I just had to do payroll and then I was gonna do some of my bookkeeping stuff, but our printer broke and I couldn't get my computer to connect to the other printer. So that means that I've been here like less than 30 minutes, which is annoying because my commute is like an hour each way. So that sucks. But I want to say like 65% of the way through The Beautiful, and I could not remember what book I was reading. Like, I was sitting here like ready to talk about the Guinevere deception, and no, it's The Beautiful, because that's just how memorable this book is, I guess. I'm not disliking it. It's really slow, but I don't think that it's bothering me. And it's like, has just enough intrigue, I think, that I'm like getting through it. I really like Bastian and I want to know more. What irritates me in a book is when we are like a good portion into the book and we still don't have any clarity about our characters. Like, I get some intrigue in the beginning. You might not want to reveal your character's like dark past right up front, but it really bothers me when we're as deep into the story as I am and we don't know anything. And I get that this is like gonna be the first in like a series or whatever, but I would like a little bit more just clarity and understanding of like what we're dealing with. But it's fine. I'm not hating it. I've been getting through it pretty quickly. But yeah, so I'm going to drive home and then pick up The Beautiful. Okay, I am 81% of the way through The Beautiful. And I'm not understanding why they're introducing the idea of this second love interest that she's like not into at all. I don't know if it's to showcase that she might use his affection to get what she wants or what, but it's just kind of sad that we are seeing this person like pine after her that she knows likes her, that she doesn't like, and she's not doing anything about it, like telling him that she doesn't feel that way for him. I'm not liking it. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a couple to the left of us, or to the right if you're facing the street, but they're like an older couple. They're retired and they have as much land as we do, but their backyard is like a garden and they're always sitting out on their back porch, or they're always gardening, and they're so cute. They're out in their yard gardening together, like listening to jazz music. It's so cute. Let me get like close to the window so you can hear it. You probably couldn't hear it over Gotham meowing behind me, but they're so cute. I like them. When we first moved in, the wife like came over and introduced herself and she brought us cupcakes. It was so cute. And I keep forgetting I wanted to do like make them something and take it over to them, but I'm not going to, you know, until everything is safe, because they're both older and the guy looks like he's, you know, pretty old. Just kind of like I don't want to assume, but he moves slow and he has he's hunched over and stuff, so I don't want anything crazy to happen. So I think I'm gonna wait till all this dies down and then I'm going to give them some treats or something, maybe some cookies, or who knows. Alright, I finished The Beautiful and it is, I don't know, like maybe 1:30 or 2, and I'm gonna take a quick shower before I update y'all on my thoughts. It's 2. yeah, so I'm gonna get a quick shower in and then I will come back and update y'all. Okay, I am back and wearing a charcoal face mask, so our vampire is back, and I will have to say, maybe. It's possible. What? Yes? It is possible that they could be making a comeback. This was just really average, and it wasn't not enjoyable. Like, I read it pretty quickly and I enjoyed myself while I was reading it, but I didn't really get anything out of it. The writing was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular. I really, like, the whole time, I don't know if it was because, I don't know, it had like a very Diviners-esque feeling with vampires instead of witches, but not written as well. And the characters were not really developed, I don't think, and I don't know why it's like so hard for me to describe how I felt. It didn't have a whole lot of plot. So we spent the majority of this book following our main character, Celine, as she's exploring New Orleans in the 1860s, I want to say. And she comes to America because she is joining a convent that is supposed to find her a suitor. And when she gets broached by a female that wants her to kind of make some dresses for her, she shows up to this club that's called the Lions something. And she meets a bunch of like weird people there. She sees some weird stuff, and then she gets like involved in a murder that happens at this club, and she gets involved with the club owner's nephew, and it's just not a lot of stuff. We don't really get an understanding of the creatures that we're dealing with, and we don't really understand like anything going on in this world. We don't know why the person that's doing this wants to take down the family that runs the club. We don't know what exactly like any of them are. We don't know the relationship between anybody really in this society. There's like this unknown feud between two of the characters. We don't know why. And there just really wasn't much. I think I would have liked a little bit more world building and more storytelling, and less just like going about this girl's day. And the romance in the book felt very insta-lovey. I liked our main character and I liked the love interest, but they see each other and like they flirt or whatever, and they're like immediately, I get infatuation. Infatuation's different. Like, you see someone, they're attractive, you see some personality traits, you have some good banter or whatever, but they're immediately like willing to die for each other, and it's weird. And the other love interest, I don't get his inclusion, because in this book you kind of see him like pining after her and she knows it, but she doesn't try to like address his feelings or say like, hey, I'm not interested in you or anything like that. And so you kind of are just getting like this sad feeling of him pining after her and her not fessing up that she doesn't like him and kind of leading him on for her own purpose. And I don't know, it was just average. Like, it wasn't great. I would have liked just more everything, and I would have liked more of an understanding. I would have liked to have been able to connect to the characters a little bit more. They don't necessarily have to be relatable, but when the big reveal happened at the end, when you kind of discovered the person behind the crimes, you were just like I imagine it was supposed to be like this big twist, but you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, because we didn't really get time to love these characters or like these characters or understand them, when the big reveal happened, you didn't care, you didn't find it shocking or really anything like that. I didn't guess the person, but I was just didn't care. Nothing was really wrapped up, which is, I guess, fine. I don't know how to like properly put into words what I'm trying to say, but it was just average. It could have been better in almost every single way. Will I pick up the next one? Maybe? I mean, it wasn't bad. Not like calling me to continue the series, you know? So it's possible. But I mean, it was just okay. And so yeah, I'm on to the next read. So I need to still do my 100 pages of Scythe for my book club. That is happening on Sunday. And let's look at what I have to read.
So I have An Ember in the Ashes, A Crown of Feathers, And I Darken, The Wicked Deep, The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. And I want to say that is it as far as the books that are due soon.
I want to, I don't know if I'm in a fantasy mood or if I'm in a contemporary mood or what. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm gonna listen to my audiobook. I'm gonna make myself a salad for lunch, and I'm going to play some Animal Crossing, and then I will decide what I want to read. I picked up the audiobook for Scythe because I just wasn't gonna be able to read it fast enough last week because I kind of slacked on reading it. So then I picked up the audiobook, and then we ended up not having the meeting, and now we're just catching up on 2 weeks worth of 200 pages worth of reading on Sunday. But yeah, so I'm gonna listen to that to make myself some food and then play some Animal Crossing because I haven't played in a couple days and I need to do some stuff. And then I will catch up with you guys whenever I decide what I want to read. Salad or Fruity Pandas? Either is good, I guess. So I finished the 100 pages of Scythe that I needed to read, so I'm all ready for my book club on Sunday. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up, I totally picked this earlier and I've just completely forgotten because I have some books that are due like immediately. So The City of Brass is due in 8 days, and then Ember in the Ashes is due in 9. So I need to read those next. So I'm gonna start Ember in the Ashes. I have no idea what it's about, but we shall see if it's good. Okay, so I am 22% of the way through A City of Brass, and I think I'm gonna DNF it. I don't know if I was expecting the story that I am getting. I kind of went into this not knowing exactly what it was about, so that's partly my fault, but it follows 2 points of view. One girl is a con artist that can do magic, and in one of her cons, she ends up summoning a genie, and the genie's like, okay, well, you have magic, you need to go to this world or this city that's like magical people, I guess. And then we're also following the son of the king of the magical city. And it's way more political than I want. I don't really care about politics. It seems like it's going to be like a rebellion of genies versus like humans. I don't know. The explanation of the people and like their blood and their history is not great. So I don't really know like what each person is and where they fall in this sort of like society. But I have a feeling it's going to be like this rebellion of the people that are being mistreated against like the rich or the like pure blood, I guess. I'm not quite sure. But I'm not really digging it, and I don't really like political stories like this. So I think I'm gonna set it down, and I think I'm going to start An Ember in the Ashes, but I'm definitely going to read the synopsis because I just have discovered that I don't really like politics and rebellion stuff. So, you know, we'll hope it's not that. I thought this was just going to be a fantasy about genies and stuff, and apparently not. So, my bad. But let's give Ember in the Ashes a shot and see how it goes. Hey guys, it is Saturday morning, and I am 20% of the way into An Ember in the Ashes. I'm not hating it, but I just don't think I'm in the mood for like a heavy fantasy. So I think I am going to look at what I have on my library and pick something up, maybe like a contemporary or something, or I'm going to pick up Lock Every Door. This is more towards what I'm leaning to, but I know I have several books that are due back from my library within like the next 10 days, so I need to figure out what either I'm going to read them or I'm not. But I'm gonna do some cleaning. My audiobook for The Shining came through for my reread, and because I want to pick up Dr. Sleep, and I haven't read The Shining since I was like a freshman in high school, so it's been a pretty long time. And so I need to refresh myself with the story before I pick up Dr. Sleep. And yeah, so I'm going to listen to that while I do some cleaning, and then I'm probably going to pick up Lock Every Door. I also have a physical copy of The Shining, so if I'm like super into the audiobook, I might pick that up, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so I am 3.5 hours into my audiobook for The Shining. I have done all of my cleaning, and I've been playing Animal Crossing, and I'm really into The Shining, and I have a lot of stuff left to do on my game. So I think I'm gonna get back into Animal Crossing, but get back into my audiobook. It is Sunday at 1:30, and I am 187 pages into Lock Every Door, and it is 368 pages. I don't know what I said last time about what this book is about, but essentially, this girl who has no family, her boyfriend just broke up with her, she just lost her job, she just got kicked out of her apartment. She answers an ad in the paper to become an apartment sitter. And when she goes to the location, she discovers that it is the Bartholomew in New York, which is like a very affluent apartment building, like people that are for really rich people, and it's like a New York City staple, and it seems too good to be true, and there are like a lot of rules, and one of them is like you can't have guests to your apartment, you have to sleep there every night, and you aren't allowed to talk to anybody unless they talk to you first. And then one of the girls that is another sitter that was communicating with her, she disappears. And so it's like this hunt to figure out what happened to her. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I know the twist at the end because I kind of spoiled it for myself. I watched a video of someone talking about it with spoilers, so I know what happens, but I wanted to see like how it's executed, if it was executed well. And yeah, like even though I know the ending, I don't think that it's gonna like, you know, detract from my enjoyment. So I'm gonna try to finish this before my book club at 6 p.m. and then get this vlog up. It is Sunday night, almost 6:13. I finished Lock Every Door about an hour or so ago. I'll talk about it at the end after I talk about the other books that I read this week. So what did I read? So I finished 3 books this week. I finished The Guinevere Deception. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think, like I said earlier, I think that if I wasn't like a King Arthur fan, I would not have liked it as much as I did. The plot was kind of a non-existent until the very end. The characters were not too terrible. The romance was very insta-lovey, but the atmosphere felt very genuine. Like I could feel the Camelot-ness of it in there. I thought it was an interesting take on a pretty popular, you know, story that everyone's basically familiar with. Next, I read The Beautiful by Renee Audier. I think this book was set up as like a vampire romance that was supposed to be like Twilight-y, and I think that we were supposed to feel like this was like the bringing back vampires to the YA world, but I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I thought that the plot was pretty boring. We essentially followed the girl around like through her life the entire time. The explanation of like the creatures that we were dealing with and their backstory and their history was pretty non-existent. We didn't really understand like what everybody was and what their relation to each other was. The romance again in this was very insta-lovey, and we had, thank you Gotham, we had part of a love triangle that the one part just felt kind of sad, and like we felt bad for the other half of the love triangle because you could tell that she didn't really like return his feelings, but she used him anyways, and there just wasn't really enough there. There was no substance, there was no plot, there was no explanation, there was no world building. There really wasn't anything, which is unfortunate because this could have been set up to be something great. Yeah, it was pretty lackluster. I also picked up An Ember in the Ashes. I am liking it, but I stopped because I was kind of feeling something more thrillery or just not a really fantasy, and so I picked up the audiobook for The Shining. I am about 5 hours into that. And then the last book that I picked up was Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said in my last clip, I knew the plot twist I knew the plot twist and I knew what what was happening and why it was happening. And I didn't feel like that would affect my judgment because you can still know something and know objectively whether it was written well or not. And it was written well, but it wasn't entirely unguessable, which is a good thing. It just wasn't fantastic. I liked the premise and I thought the plot twist was good, and I thought the plot twist was done well, but the plot really like dropped off about the 150 to 200 page mark, which this book is only about 360 pages. It picked up after that and got pretty like basically got right back into it, and the pacing immediately changed once the plot picked back up. Like it was pretty fast after that. But the characters were just kind of copy and paste characters, and you know, people were disappearing and I didn't really care all that much. And so she's like grappling with, oh, this person's gone, what happened to this person got, you know, killed or whatever, and I just didn't really care. And like she faces several betrayals throughout it and didn't really care. So overall it was just average. If I thought about it and if I didn't know the plot twist, it probably still would just have been an average rating. And yeah, so that's the last book that I read. But I also read Scythe, which is like an ongoing monthly read or weekly read of just like 100 pages. But yeah, that is all that I read this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I am sorry that I got started like Wednesday or Thursday and I didn't read as much as I would have liked, but still it was a good week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And comment anything you want down below if you've read these books. If you share my opinions, let me know. I'd love to talk about any of these books, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks.